For those who ever wondered if these APV DC photovoltaic circuit breakers are any good, here's a little teardown to see how it looks inside. I got ahead and drilled out the rivets that hold them in place, and I now want to open it and inspect how things are looking inside of those things. So as you can see here, this is the way how they're basically interconnected two individual circuit breakers together with this lever mechanism that basically triggers the second circuit breaker if one of them trips, so they are interconnected basically with those. So, and from the inside, this is the side to go. So actually, this is the first time that I look into those. I'm pretty surprised that they look fairly good. So from the contact side of things, they are really real contacts in there. It's maybe hard to tell from the camera, so please excuse my shitty camera setup. It's basically the first video that I did with some explanations here. So as you can see there's basically a contact plate which is soldered or spot welded on there. And this is basically making the actual contact if the circuit breaker is closed. But I expect it not really to work right now because all the guides that are in the other side of the housing are now don't work right now. So basically this contact is going down and making here the electrical connection. And I've seen some of these cheap ass import circuit breakers where basically this part here is bare metal, so no contact part at all. And as you can expect from such high DC currents that you're expecting with some DC circuit breaker to operate under, that this is basically the weak part. So they have also an arrestor in there for the sparks and arcs. So and this looks also pretty well made for considering the price point of this circuit breaker. So I picked them up out of eBay from a seller which is selling a lot of solar power equipment. They're lacking usual ratings. So from let's say from a good vendor, normally there are all the markings on it like CE and so on, yada yada yada. But here there's just a CE mark, but it looks to me, I'm not sure if it's the China export logo or the actual CE mark. I guess the spacing is a little bit too close together, so it looks to me then at the first glance as the Chinese export logo there. And that's basically all of it. There's just a rated voltage which is 500 volts DC. So even that is considering the actual current used voltages in solar systems. Like nowadays, it's always going around up to 1000 volts. So this is basic spec or older spec, let's say. So even with my setup that I'm trying to install here at my house, these are rated below the voltage, which I don't really see at the time of buying those things. So I just thought it was a little bit interesting and might help some other folks to make a judgment before actually they're buying those stuff, and yeah, basically ending up with a useless part. At least I don't want, well, what does it mean, useless? I'm not really considering those now for my solar installation here in my building, because yeah, it looks, well, it's not rated to the voltage that I need here. But at least I'm somewhat relieved to see that those are not really 100% shitty parts, so they are looking fairly good, but yeah, not rated, and so I don't trust him to use them in up to 1000 volts here. So yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, have a good one.